Welcome everybody to Death Battle Cast Shark Week, or well, the prelude to Shark Week.
Pre-Shark Week.
Pre-Shark Week.
Wait, why did I laugh at that?
It's the prequel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm
Speaking of
Ben,
which,
joined by Chad, Liam, and Austin here. What's up, Austin?
no, I was just gonna say. Speaking of which, I hope this isn't a spoiler for anything later on, but I saw that they announced a prequel to Sharknado like last year, and it was supposed to come out this summer, and just nothing. Nobody's talked about it since.
Wow,
Oh,
I can't
really?
imagine why.
Sharknado Origins. Actually,
Origins is great.
this has not come out and is not part of my research for Sharknado. Let me tell you,
Zero.
I have gone down a rabbit hole for Sharknado, and I'm gonna be saying some fucking insane things today, and I just need you all to believe me. I promise you, the stuff I'm gonna be saying is real.
I need to point something out. We have had people come on this show, myself included, who have come on with a bunch of images, and then Ben has gone, that's way too many. Sam is gonna have way too many to go through.
Mm-hmm.
This guy sends a zip file. A zip file. How many images, Ben?
Well, going through Sharknado, I originally had 57 images. I did cut that down to 38 or 36. Sorry. We'll see how this goes. So yes, we are doing Flint Lockwood from Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs versus Finn Shepard from Sharknado. If that sounds wildly random and makes no sense to you, you're right.
No,
we had a pitch for this. We had a pitch for this, as well as it's come up in Ballot Banter, and we basically just kind of committed to it. We were like, we have to do this for Shark Week. Shark Week is next week. Technically, we actually had another pitch recently that we were like, oh, this is like our Shark Week matchup. So maybe we do both. So we are doing this Shark Week episode and next week's Shark Week episode. Next week's, it'll make sense once that one's revealed.
Sharked to the gills on this month.
Oh my god. Yeah. So there's a lot to talk about for this one, because this is speaking of things that you might not believe when I say them. Sharknado, you know what Sharknado is, right? It's that one movie that came out in like early 2000s or whatever, with sharks flying through the air in a tornado, and then this guy kills a couple with a chainsaw. The first thing that you might not believe is there are 6 of them. 6 Sharknado movies. And there's even more movies that have Sharknados in them. So
wait, the Sharknado cameos in other movies?
So Asylum is the studio that makes Sharknado. It's in ages past, as in like 15 years ago or whatever. Asylum was known as the studio that just like tried to trick you on the Blockbuster video rack, right? Like when Transformers was coming out, Asylum made for like 100th of the cost Transmorphers, and it goes right next to Transformers, and your grandma who doesn't know the difference picks up Transmorphers instead.
Ben, as someone who used to work at Blockbuster, I cannot tell you the amount of the pain in my ass they have caused me, of the amount of people coming back really angry for a return because they thought they got the new movie.
I hate Asylum.
Transmorphers. Yeah.
They did this all the time.
Because they got World of Worlds out when it was the Tom Cruise one was in theaters, and this one had like full frontal nudity within like the first like 15 minutes.
Fuck yeah, dude. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
They're terrible.
There's some pissed off
parents. And then they started making monster movies like Sharktopus, Giant Crocodile, or whatever the fuck it was. And then, of course, Sharknado.
Lava Tarantula.
And then they finally kind of hit their stride.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. So they do have like a crossover movies with the monsters, including Sharknado.
I have a question. And it's late enough in my life that I'm afraid to ask this, but I'm going to be bold.
Okay.
What is Shark Week?
Shark
I don't know. I've never known like what it is.
So back in the day,
like went along with it.
Back in the day, the Discovery Channel used to be somewhat educational, and so they would do educational things. I think Shark Week was probably kind of the downfall like the beginning of the end.
The beginning of the end.
So then eventually,
it's like how History Channel is Ice Road Truckers now.
Yeah,
It's
eventually
essentially that same-
Zaslav kind of saw, oh, Shark Week is like a thing, and we can hype it up, and it's like this yearly event where we just do a bunch of different like shark related, science discovery things. We do like movies, stuff like that. And then he was like, oh, this is really catching up. What if we did like aliens and then like conspiracy theories and Egypt is whatever, and like so Shark Week originally started off as a week of just shark related programming during the middle of the summer, and now it's like just full on whatever, just
Shark Week
crazy.
is the Skeletober of
Discovery.
That is the best way to describe it, because they
which means Skeletober may be the downfall.
Does anybody watch Discovery anymore? Sorry, is that not
for Shark Week? I imagine
for Shark Week.
Shark Week hits, it goes
probably.
There was something about it.
Okay.
Like the world just embraced it, and we're like, fuck yeah, Shark Week, like, and everyone just got into it. So like,
people don't necessarily watch Shark Week, they just recognize, like, there's the Shark Week that is the block of programming, and there's the Shark Week that is the greater cultural.
It is now an international holiday.
I do want
to
be clear, because I saw in the chat, I believe Sharknado is sci-fi, yes, but Shark Week, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, comes from Discovery.
Yes.
And so, people cash in or whatever. It's like, oh, it's Shark Week. We're doing shark movies, whatever.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we do here at Death Battle. We cash in on that kind of stuff. Okay, so we have a lot to get into. So let's go ahead and get this started. Welcome to Death Battle Cast. If this is your first time watching or listening, welcome to the most nonsensical episode, maybe. I don't know, we've had some nonsensical episodes, but the idea here is that I'm going to be representing Finn from Sharknado. Yes, his name is Finn, and Liam is going to be repping Flint from Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, and it's our job to convince you all watching this live right now that our character should win in a death battle. And at the end of the show, we will have a poll up for you to vote in. We do Death Battle Cast live every Tuesday at noon Central Time. Okay, so I think we need to get into this, because there's just so much to talk about.
Yeah. And also, I've logged all of your super chats. I'll get to as many as I can when I can.
Oh my God, mega lazy guy Ben, when is the next Bubsy stream? We need to 100% it
tomorrow.
Apparently we can't do ballot banter tomorrow, so I'm gonna do Bubsy again. I don't fucking okay. Anyway,
they got you to do it again. You were like, I'm never.
I deleted the game from my computer.
That was a mistake.
I have to re-download it.
Oh, that's awesome.
Okay. Also, we are like less than a week away from Aang versus Traveler airing, so we will have a sneak peek for that later on in today's show. Oh, okay. So there's so much to talk about. There's so much to do. So let's get into this. Today, let's start with Flint, because I feel like I'm a little worried I might snowball once I start talking about Finn. So let's start with Flint. Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. I've never seen this movie, so I don't know what the heck I'm up against here.
It's great.
It's great. Who's Flint? What's going on with the Meatballs?
Flint is an inventor from, I forget the name of his, Swallow Falls. Basically, there wasn't, his island that he lived on only like served sardines. Like, they only had sardines to eat. So he's an inventor, but all of his inventions basically suck. I saw this movie literally when it came out and never again, and now I've done a recap, so my details are not perfect, but that's the idea, is that he's an inventor with tons of crazy stuff, but his inventions like suck. Like, he does an invisible coffee table, so you just bump into it. Until he builds the, oh shit, I wrote down, it's the full dismver. I forgot, I didn't write down what the individual letters mean, but basically it is an invention that transmutes water molecules into food molecules by microwaving them. This is the level of this guy. His inventions are made of fucking junk and cardboard, and he can rewrite the laws of physics. So he creates a machine that just that makes food with water. Just Star Trek, right? Like, okay, everything about human society has essentially been solved. However, people used it too much, and it overloaded and rose into the atmosphere, started getting water from the atmosphere, and created a massive planet-sized storm of food like meatballs, food that mutated to become alive. And he fixed that problem. There's a sequel where he goes back to this island, and it has like this whole ecosystem of living food. He has made peace with the machine, so it is usable in a fight. And he has tons of different devices that he has created that are unbelievably deadly and crazy and complex and hacksy and bullshit. And he himself is a Toon Force character. He's nuts. I would love to see how Finn can kill this guy. This guy, Flint, is coming in with one of the most diverse arsenals you've ever seen, and a planet-sized living food storm.
And like, to elaborate on that too, like the sentient food are like monstrous.
Yes.
Animals. Like there
Yes.
are like
they're like building sized. He has rat birds. I like the rat birds. He has spray on shoes that are like continent level durability. It's crazy. Yeah, it's he can turn imaginary friends real. Like, and we're gonna get to the vacuum. And we're gonna get to the fucking vacuum. We're gonna get to the vacuum.
All right. Well, let me tell you about Finn Shepard. Now, comparatively, Finn at first is not gonna sound nearly as impressive, but you know what? Maybe Finn is the kind of guy that you would chill and hang out with and like be bros with, because that's kind of who Finn is. Finn starts off his story as a bar owner. He's got a bar like off the coast near LA. And he's a pro surfer. So he loves the ocean, he loves the water, loves surfing. He also has some experience with a chainsaw for some reason. I'm not really sure where that comes from, but he seems very good with the chainsaw. And that's Finn, right? He's just a cool dude. Everybody likes him. He's just a guy. He's just a bro. He's he's hitting on women who are way too young for him all the time, and it's a really problem. But it is what it is. Welcome to the age.
You just
until he gets back together with his ex-wife. And then his ex-wife, now back together wife, and him basically become the like duo for the rest of the series. Because again, there are 6 of these movies. In the first movie, Finn starts off as just a guy. Then he gets a chainsaw, and you've probably seen the scene. Austin, can you pull up Finn 1? Probably the most famous sequence from Sharknado 1, other than, the Sharknado itself. The shark swirling through the air, is when Finn lunges at a shark. So specifically what the scene is he's got a daughter and a son, right? So this shark is coming for his daughter, and he pushes her out of the way, leaps into the shark, and cuts all the way through the shark with this chainsaw. Something I need to make very clear about Sharknado. In our world, shark attacks, as Shark Week often, would tell us back in the day, shark attacks are not as common as you'd think. Sharks don't want to eat people. Most shark attacks are accidents, right? On the part of the shark, or people getting in the way.
They think we're seals
on other things.
Underneath, they look like seals.
Yeah. But in the world of Sharknado, sharks are the ultimate enemy of humanity. If a shark
Satan
can find you, it will do everything in its power to kill you. It will rip open vehicles. It will stalk you through flooded streets. It will, while flying in the air, it will use its fins or something to change direction in midair and target you like a homing missile. And if it can't bite you, it will slam into you and use the full body weight of the shark to crush you to death. And the majority of these sharks are massive. Like there's some smaller sharks every so often, and they'll name like tiger sharks and reef sharks and things like that. But the majority of the time, the sharks are way too large, like great white and larger. There are a few shots where there's like sharks flying around near buildings, and it looks like the sharks are like many stories like tall, let alone long. It's like insane. But in the first movie, there's 3 Sharknadoes that appear. They're like water spouts, right? And they pick up sharks. And it's treated as like an unexplainable event. There's like a vague like theory that like, oh, global warming's causing it. But everybody's like, whatever. It doesn't like, nobody knows what's happening here. They know that a hurricane is like kind of off the coast of Mexico, and then it suddenly just veers towards California. Is like, time to kill everybody, and it's this unexplainable event. But it turns out throughout the series that this is just how weather works in the world of Sharknado. Not only are sharks out to kill everybody, so is the weather. The weather is trying to kill humanity. Storms will just pop up randomly with no explanation, no setup. It'll be bright and sunny, and then a couple seconds later, boosh, a hurricane will appear out of nowhere, throwing sharks at people.
Yeah,
the weather in Sharknado.
Say a tornado picks up sharks. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
The weather in Sharknado is the villain. And in order to save the day, Finn has to kill the weather. I'm not joking. The way Sharknado, every single Sharknado movie like concludes is Finn has to explode a tornado. He has to kill the tornadoes. So that's the basic idea of Sharknado. And Finn, just pro surfer dude, spends these movies learning how to fight and kill tornadoes, as well as the rest of his family, to the point where by the end of the series, or actually by the end of like the second movie, if we want to bring up the Shepherd's image, Austin, him and his family are basically the Avengers. Like, they're here to kill.
Does the kid have a gun?
Yeah, look at the little chainsaw.
Even his child, who's like 5 years old, is killing sharks and cutting through sharks with a tiny chainsaw. So I know that's a lot of setup, but I need you all to understand how sharks and the weather work in Sharknado, because it's gonna make no sense otherwise why he's blowing up tornadoes.
I have a question.
So, yes.
How young were those women? I just want to get that on the record. For the argument going forward.
Nothing underage. Don't worry about that. As far as I'm
nothing
aware,
underage.
I could,
sure.
I could be wrong. There's a couple other creepy dudes in the movies. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
I've
okay. Just keeping it.
I learned while doing this that all the Sharknado movies are on YouTube. I don't think Asylum gives a shit. I did not watch through every single part of it. I just watched most of the action scenes.
Yep, just keeping it in mind for when people have to vote for a person. Since this argument was used against me.
Sorry, I might be wrong in that.
Week.
Finn actually, I think, is the only one who doesn't hit on her. There's like this younger woman who's with him the whole time. She's got like a grudge against sharks, like from the beginning.
A shark
like
killed
she's
my
got
mom.
this like recurring story arc where she's like she wants vengeance against sharks, and it ends up getting people she loves killed. Everybody hits on her except for Finn, actually, I think. And she's like
sensing dodging.
So
yeah,
Finn's actually out in the clear, I think.
Sure. Sure. Let's talk about feats and abilities and stuff like that. Yeah. Okay. So, Austin, could you bring up Flint 1? So Flint sticks his face into a volcano. This is like it's one of those like lab volcanoes, but it's not like, whatever the normal stuff is that pops out of those volcanoes. It's actually connected to magma at the center of the earth. Like they zoom down and show like the tube going all the way down to the center of the earth, blasts him in the face, disintegrates his face, and he is left with a shrimpled little thing. And he's fine. And he regenerates that. So he's completely fine.
A shrimpled little thing. Okay.
A shrimpled little burnt face. He can survive being blasted by lightning, which may or may not be relevant. I've heard about Finn. He can react at super speed while being dragged around by a rocket. Like he's dragged around by a rocket through this crowd. And it's literally slow motion as he turns and sees his dad and recognizes his dad as he's blasting by. He is incredibly tough. He has weapons that can physically fight the food monsters that he battles, like this robotic kind of glove or this like sword. He has tons of weapons that are like anti-food that can just cut through them. But can I get into some of his arsenal, his regular arsenal before I get to the obviously
go for it.
The storm one. Okay, so his most famous are these adhesive spray-on shoes. They are it basically creates like a rubber kind of thing you can put on your feet, or any surface. It is unfucking breakable. It's what he uses at the end of the movie to block the like exhaust port or the sort of like the port that's creating the food from the full Smurf River, which is literally creating a continent, like a planet-sized storm at the time, and it causes it to blow up. So it's incredibly tough. He has a freeze ray that can freeze you solid. Austin, if you could bring up, no, I deleted that one because I can just describe that. He has a mech suit that can leap through the air and like punch buildings apart. He has a laser beam that can turn you to stone, like just instantly petrify you. He has a flying car. He has rat birds. Rat birds are these mutant birds / rats that he created that fly around and attack people. He has, this is actually maybe my favorite. He has a hair unbalder. So you can blast you, like if you have like a bald head, he can blast you and create hair on your head. I would want a part in the fight where they're like struggling and Flint is like reaching for a weapon. He can't find any, like none of his good stuff is there. He sees the hair unbalder, grabs it, shoots it at Finn's eyes so that hair grows on his eyes. He's like, ah!
What the fuck?
That's really. I thought you were gonna say like a shark, just like with the hair, but the
a shark would grow hair, but his eyes,
he's like choking him.
That
he has rocket boots.
disturbing.
Why is that gross?
He has wedgie-proof underpants. Speaking of eye damage, that would not incapacitate Flint if it was reversed on him, because people have walked on his eyes and squished his eyes with the soles of their feet, and he's fine. He can create lasers that can bend, like literally defying the laws of physics. They're like dark side lasers. He can create portals between different locations. He can create a device that attracts different kind of animals depending on what he set it to. Flint 2, Austin, different kind of animals, including sharks. So if he was being attacked by a swarm of sharks from the Sharknado, he could just turn that on and toss that like through the portal, and they would go and be attracted to that. To avoid being killed. He has a machine that can perfectly predict the future. He has a machine that can turn imaginary friends real. So if he was like, dang, I need an extra bro to help me fight this douchebag with a chainsaw, boop, I'm gonna create an imaginary friend that can beat his ass, and I create that with my machine. He has a machine that can erase memories. Finn now is suddenly like, what the fuck is this giant tornado of sharks? Oh fuck, I'm gonna die. He has a time machine made out of cardboard. And he has a shrink ray. Oh, wait, this one's nuts. Hang on. Could you bring up image 9, Austin? So he has a little device here. It's just a little like light switch. It's gonna turn the lamp on, right? Image 10, Austin? It actually turned the world to night. This is a one-frame swap. Does this mean that he gravitationally flipped the planet or the moon and the sun? I don't know. Or he just like swapped their places in reality. No idea. Doesn't explain it.
Dude, this is such a wild
weapon
episode
is
to actually research.
Fucking insane.
Okay, I need to get into some aspects.
Yeah.
Of Finn
Please.
I obviously set him up as like he just seems like a normal guy, right? Now, here's the thing about the world of Sharknado. The third thing about the world of Sharknado is, even though it's a live action series, it's a cartoon. So if we bring up Finn base strength 1, this is just Finn casually picking up a shark. Now this shark is probably between 100 and 200 pounds. He lifts it up, swings it, and it explodes against this tree, just annihilated. Throughout the whole series, just random ass people are performing feats of Herculean strength. There's Richard Kind appears in the second movie, and he plays like a baseball player or something like that, and a Sharknado comes across the Met Stadium. He picks up a baseball bat, hits a shark, like home runs it across the whole thing. And this is a fucking massive shark. But probably my favorite is in I think it's in 3. A Sharknado appears in Vegas, and there's these group of Chippendale people, men, who see this Sharknado coming towards them and are like, fuck yeah, let's take them on. Take off their shirts and they just go fight the sharks and start punching them out of the air. So yeah, there's this one. And then the second image is my favorite because he pelvic thrusts a shark to death. For reference, the shark is coming in from screen left at like at like bullet speed, like just zooming at him, and he like pelvic thrusts him to death.
Wait, who is this
These
again?
are just random ass people. They're not named characters. They're just random people. Like generally speaking, in this world, everybody can just kill sharks. There's a whole scene in, I think it's 2, where if we want to bring up Finn 7, Finn blows up the top of the Empire State Building with a bunch of Freon to basically destroy a Sharknado. He's flying around the Sharknado at that point with his chainsaw, just cutting through sharks, because he does this in like every movie. He's just flying around the tornado. Meanwhile, sharks are falling down to the streets of New York, and everybody's just like, let's kill them. Like the entire population of New York is just killing sharks.
That is what we would do. That is what we do.
So Finn we can bring up Finn 6 as well. This is also from that same scene. Everybody gets inspired by Finn because he does this in front of him. A shark flies at him. He does this pose all in slow motion. It's incredible. I also didn't bring this up before, but I want to bring up Finn 3 as well. This is about the weather thing. This is a normal weather report in the world of Sharknado. Just for reference.
New Sharknado's TVM Sharknado falling.
Yeah. Finn is also an incredible shot. He's a sharpshooter. If we bring up Finn 12, this is him on the ground. There is a Sharknado. This is actually from the very first movie, so it only gets crazier from here. He's just got a pistol. And up above him, we go to 13. His son is in this helicopter flying into the Sharknado to blow it up from the inside. This shark is flying right towards the helicopter, and he just shoots it out of the air with the pistol from the ground. And they're in the tornado. I have no idea how that's even possible, but he does it. One shot too.
In that pistol too.
One hand, one shot, shark's dead.
That's wild.
And that happens all the time in these movies. Like he's just like shooting randomly and just one-shotting sharks that are like half a mile away from him. It is nuts. But probably his most like impressive thing is that, well, I shouldn't say that. Impressive thing from the early movies. From the early movies, because it's going to get wild, is his ability. In order to kill a Sharknado, you have to explode it. So Finn basically learns how to build explosives out of anything. If we bring up Finn 11, a sort of plot in Sharknado 2 is he's going to just random convenience stores, finding as many different things he can throw together to create an explosion that will destroy a tornado. And this is like a massive explosion that could take down a building, basically, maybe more, out of just random junk that he finds. He does this all the time. He just finds random shit, pulls it off store shelves or off the ground or whatever. He's like, oh, here we go. Here's a bomb. And he just lights it and throws it. In a matter of minutes. Like, it takes him no time at all to put together these explosives. But that's base level stuff in the Sharknado universe, right? Shooting down sharks, flying through Sharknados. All of this stuff happens in the first 2 movies, and then the third movie comes along, and Asylum is like, Finn's gonna be something more. We have to take this to the next level. So Finn's dad is David Hasselhoff. If we bring up 17, David Hasselhoff has a plan for how to deal with Sharknados. He is going to use Star Wars, Reagan's Star Wars, to shoot a massive laser down onto the Earth. This is when a Sharknado hurricane has covered the entire East Coast of the United States. So they're like, how do we destroy this whole massive hurricane? Just a couple explosives are not going to be enough. So they shoot this laser at the hurricane and destroy the whole hurricane. However, in the process, the sharks are launched into space. We bring up 19. And the sharks somehow are still alive and can control their trajectory through space. So they attack the Star Wars space station that David Hasselhoff and Finn's wife are on. But Finn has a weapon that can deal with them. I don't know where he gets this. I have no idea where he gets this. I'm sure it's explained in the movie. I missed that scene. Doesn't really matter. Bring up Finn 20. He's got a lightsaber chainsaw. So Finn goes on a rampage, killing all of these sharks in space with a lightsaber chainsaw. Meanwhile, his wife is there. His wife's name is April. And she's like, Finn, we have to go. The whole station is like crumbling apart. The sharks are tearing it apart because, of course, they are. So she's like, we have to go. But like the space shuttle gets destroyed by the sharks. I think the sharks just like, I don't have an image for this. I'm pretty sure they just slam into the space shuttle, the NASA space shuttle, and just explode the whole thing. So Finn and his wife are like, how are we going to get back to Earth? How are we going to get back down? We don't have a space shuttle. We don't have any sort of landing craft. Hasselhoff is in like a moon lander, and he's going to go hang out on the moon for a couple of years until the next movie. So they're like, Finn comes up with a plan. And this is maybe Finn's best like ability, is just the ability to come up with plans that don't make any fucking sense, but they work. Finn's an idea guy, and he's so good that he can make his ideas work even if they make no sense. So Finn's idea, we bring up Finn 21, is to get inside a great white shark and
With
then go to
no
Finn 22
Does he have a
and
space
ride
suit?
it down to the Earth.
What?
Finn and his wife is inside a different shark. They both go inside sharks. The sharks go down to, they re-enter the Earth's atmosphere, burn up, crash into the ocean, and Finn and April are both fine. So fine, in fact, April gives birth in the middle of this.
Oh my God.
They have a new son.
In the
appropriately names
shark?
Gil. In the shark. Yeah. There's a Finn goes up to the shark where April's inside, and like something cuts through, and then a little baby hand comes out.
Somebody,
Oh my God.
the person that wrote this has a thing, has a fetish.
Guess
I'm
what?
I'm just gonna put that out there.
The guy who wrote this has an incredible name. He was destined for this because his name is Thunder Levin. Thunder. His real name is Thunder.
That's
The
insane.
writer of all the Sharknado movies.
Yeah, dude. So we had a. Austin, just note for future, because every now and then someone gets voided, and it's usually Liam. We just need to have on hand that shot of the rotoscoped void reaching, like so that anytime we can just put it over there. Yeah, so
Guys, I'm not lying. I promise you, this is in the movie. This actually happens in the movie. She's pregnant in the movie when the shark lands, slamming into the ocean and like coming up to shore. Finn just crawls out of his, goes up to the shark, and a little baby hand comes out. It's real. I didn't want to get this image and show you guys because it's gross, but it's real.
oh my God.
And I'm not even halfway through the Sharknado series. There's still the mech suit. There's still, oh yeah.
He also has a mech suit.
April dies. April dies because a part of the space station crashes onto her. But then Finn's grandfather or father, I don't know, Gary Busey's in this series, and he rebuilds April into a cyborg. This is the world of Sharknado, guys.
Yeah, Michael says, how many drugs do you think they did while making these movies? A lot.
Yeah, in fact, since I mentioned, go ahead, bring up Finn 30. So this is April cyborg flying through a tornado. Finn is in the mech suit there, which is these movies are made with like $5, so that's what they could do with the mech suit. The thing with this mech suit that's important is what they're flying through. You notice it's green. That's because in this movie, there's this like SpaceX exists. It's like called Astro X or something like that or whatever. But SpaceX exists, and they're like, we have developed a machine that can cancel out Sharknadoes. They can stop Sharknadoes or whatever. And anytime a Sharknado appears, they activate this thing, and poof, the Sharknado is dissipated. Then the Sharknadoes decide, because again, remember, these are enemies of humanity. We're gonna find a way around this. So instead of creating a Sharknado, first the tornado tears up the earth or another elemental like energy in the world, like lightning or fire, and becomes a firenado, and then it pulls up sharks. Somehow this gets around SpaceX. I don't know. Wow. One of the tornadoes is literally just a tornado of cows. Gilbert Godfrey is there, and he's like, it's a cownado, and then the cownado picks up sharks, and now there's a tornado of sharks and cows. The tornado that they're specifically in that image is a tornado that slammed into a nuclear reactor and became a nuke-nado. It is a radioactive nuclear explosion tornado. So Finn uses the mech suit to absorb all the nuclear energy and dissipate the tornado. So that's what the mech suit does. And also April is a flying cyborg that can shoot lasers from her hands and eyes. Yeah, that's like the fourth movie, I think. I don't know. They're all blended together for me at the moment.
Holy hell.
Yeah.
What?
Well, I'll get to that image. We'll bring that image back in a bit, because April becomes less of a April becomes a companion in a different way in the last movie. As in, well, I'll just say it. She's a weapon. At one point, her body is destroyed, but her head is still around. So Finn carries her head around like
Futurama
like
Nixon.
Prometheus carrying the Medusa head. Not Prometheus. And Kratos holds it up and kills things with it. Because she can still shoot lasers from her eyes. Also, the head is a bomb. So,
of course.
Yeah. So there's still a couple more movies for me to cover, but I know I've been talking a lot. So
yeah, I have some crazier stuff to talk about. I should talk about the full the meatball storm is what I should talk about.
I also had no chance to work in any super chats.
Okay.
I don't know if we're gonna have time.
I'm okay if you want to jump. I'm okay.
We can get a couple in. Let's get a couple in.
Well, so first of all, fake Adam Sandler earlier, and then just now Chase was letting us know that there's a Archie Sharknado crossover.
Sharknado has appeared in other things. Yeah.
Yeah. Sharknado killed Sabrina the Teenage Witch when Archie fought a Sharknado.
I didn't know about that one.
Yeah, so that's pretty incredible. Also, we had $100 super chat at the very beginning from Ten Tails, so I just want to hit that one for sure. Thank you, Ten Tails.
Oh my god.
Says finally get to know how crazy this matchup can be. I can already imagine a Sharknado and Spaghetti Nado. Sorry, I tried to combine Spaghetti and Tornado. Just clashing, allowing the shark to eat it till they can't anymore. Also, can't wait to see Aang versus Traveler teaser. Yeah, I mean, that's an aspect of this too. I mean, sharks are eating machines, and there's going to be tons of food, right?
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I wanted to talk about that.
Okay.
Sorry, go on. Sorry.
No, it's fine. Just I've seen a couple people making super chats about that, or that also well, are the anti-food weapons going to work on Finn because he isn't food? That was from Dude Blade. People are food, man.
Yeah, yeah. His sword is like a laser sword that also cuts through flesh.
Yeah, and then I saw some people talking about the laser chainsaw, which you brought up already, which is the lightsaber chainsaw, which is just absolutely
lightsaber
insane.
Chainsaw, super dope, hard countered by the spray on shoes. That adhesive survives the destruction. All of his chainsaws are getting gunked up, super hard. Big counter to Finn's main weapon.
Okay.
We can talk about. I know which one you're going to talk about. I know.
I don't think you do. I don't think you do.
Is it Excalibur? Is it Excalibur?
Oh, I don't know. You don't know what I'm going to talk about. Okay. I'm looking forward to this.
Great. Okay. You don't know what my best thing is either. You don't know about the vacuum.
All right.
You don't know about the vacuum.
Well, let's hear it.
No, we're gonna build to that. That's an end of discussion one. Okay, so it's notable that it's a storm that eats versus a storm made of food. And let's talk about the scale of these storms. So could you bring up Flint 7, Austin? So they describe it as a gigantic mile-wide food asteroid because it's the machine at the center of it is surrounded by a giant meteoroid, like a meatball made of food. The meatball is gigantic, like a mile wide, that is protecting it. But the storm itself Unleashed on the entire planet, this storm will wipe out everything in its path. New York, Paris, Beijing, like the entire planet. This is Flint 8, Austin. This gives you an idea of the size of the storm itself, the hurricane. They describe it as covering the entire northern hemisphere. This thing is absolutely massive. It's going to destroy every single thing in its path. What it can do is obviously it creates food by converting water molecules into food, microwaving them. So the Sharknado itself, which is a giant like storm, including water, right? Water vapor. It's going to be fueling the Foldsmur or whatever it is. The Foldsmurfer is self-aware. At first, it is antagonistic towards Flint, but later they reach an accord. And they will work together.
This is incredible. I can't wait to talk. Okay.
This is a storm that will work in tandem with Flint and cooperate with him. The food it produces, larger than buildings, that mutates to become alive, and then the food that it creates, that is mutated, that is like sentient, like a gigantic taco, like Venus flytrap. A watermelon infant is what they call it, like an elephant. You get it. All alive, all can be commanded. There's a sequence from the second movie where he uses it to like build a city. He's like giving them instructions and stuff. So they will fight. They can fight for him. And what was the other? Oh my god, what was the other thing I wanted to talk about? Before I moved on. Oh yeah. It's a storm that eats versus a storm that is made of food. I don't think it's a stretch to say that the Sharknado will respond to this giant storm, especially these sentient creatures, by trying to eat them. Except, notably, the storm makes human food, not shark food. And you might go, what's the difference? Well, there are lots of foods that humans eat that are fucking poisonous as fuck to animals. You cannot feed your dog and your cat avocado, chocolate, garlic, grapes and raisins, macadamia nuts, marijuana. I don't think that's in the movie. Onions.
I don't think that's in the movie.
There's also alcohol. Obviously, don't feed your pet fucking alcohol. But you get the idea, right? Like, now, I have not personally checked if sharks, what their biology can handle, but I would imagine that because, like, chocolate, the reason that chocolate is harmful is because it has a toxin in it that humans are not, like, we don't have a problem with it, but animals do if it builds up.
Sharks,
so a lot of these
famously foods, the like trash collectors. I mean, they do find the ocean, like they eat literally everything.
Shit,
yes, but even that aside, like I would go with this, Liam. I would totally be there for you if Ben didn't just talk about the shark swimming around inside a nuclear radioactive tornado, and we're totally fine. So I don't think poisoning the shark is going to be a concern.
The sharks are become radioactive. They're like glowing with green energy while they're in the nuke-nado. And they explode.
I'm just saying.
In nuclear explosion.
I'm just saying. It's not
when
it's
they're
not
in the fire-nado, they become on fire. Like later on, there's a dragon-nado where they become dragon sharks that shoot fire out of their mouth.
Do they eat chocolate? I'm not saying that this is the argument.
I'm pretty sure sharks can eat anything. Argument. I'm pretty sure that's their whole thing.
No.
Oh my God.
What I will say is that there is a chance that they could be eating something that's very poisonous. They're also eating food that is alive, and if they try to eat it, the food will just continue fighting from inside of their bodies and rip them apart. Something that I will say is something that happens in Sharknado a lot. You've showed many examples of people literally going into the sharks and either surviving or fighting their way out of them. So I think the fact that like these are sentient creatures that they're fighting that are made of food and that are super tough, like literally building sized. They're gonna have trouble. They're fighting food that's gonna be fighting back.
Sorry,
even setting aside the power.
I just googled, is anything poisonous to sharks? And the articles that are coming up are talking about how poison is already flowing through shark blood. Sharks are the poison. Oh, okay.
Yeah, mercury, because they eat fish.
Well. Yeah, but a lot of it, right? They eat everything. I do not think you're going to be able to poison a shark with human food. Pretty sure sharks can eat anything.
I don't know.
Okay. I really need to get into the last two movies, because the last two Sharknado movies are where shit gets. You're not going to believe me with some of the stuff that I'm about to talk about, which is why I got so many pictures. So first things first, why are these sharks happening? What is the Sharknado actually? You're talking about like how the sharks are obviously going to like eat anything, or they're going to be like distracted by this device that Flint has that will distract the sharks. No, none of that will work because the Sharknadoes are sentient. The Sharknadoes are not just natural weather phenomena. They're not just random things happening. The reason why Sharknadoes and these hurricanes appear instantaneously and why they seem to target specific locations, and a lot of the time specifically where Finn himself is, so much so that Finn, by the way, has become connected to the Sharknadoes and can sense them and detect them and understand them, and like kind of like understand where he has like a spider sense where when he's like going through the tornadoes, he can like just figure out where sharks are, and that's why you can just go up and not be worried about getting eaten by sharks. None of the sharks are ever going to eat him. There are so many times when he just jumps into a Sharknado like willingly, never gets eaten by a shark. He just doesn't seem worried about it at all. But the reason why all this is happening is because we bring up Fin 32. There's a shark god that is in control of all of it, Dakuwaja. So the shark god in ancient times tried to end the world with Sharknadoes, and ancient peoples were able to combat him with magic, essentially. So they used, in order to defeat him, a stone, an artifact of Dakuwaja. We want to bring up 36. This stone possesses control over Sharknadoes. This is Finn and April summoning a Sharknado, using the stone to summon a Sharknado. The reason why they are summoning a Sharknado is because as the Sharknadoes become more and more sentient and become more bent on control over the world, they also develop the power to teleport you anywhere you want to go. So if we go to Fin 37, they summon a Sharknado, jump into it, and use it to teleport to Brazil. They teleport all around the world in this movie. And at one point, they meet the Pope. Pope Fabio. Pope Fabio.
Please tell me this is going where it's
Finn, and he's like, hey man, the Sharknadoes are going to destroy the world. God has dictated that you are our champion, and therefore you will have God's chainsaw. This is a chainsaw blessed by the Pope with the power of God in order to combat the shark god. This chainsaw is probably his deadliest weapon. It can kill anything. It can cut through anything. There's that. Unfortunately, I don't know the full extent of its powers because that's just the kind of movie that this is. But he uses it throughout the movie to just basically cut through anything. There doesn't seem to be a limit to it. Unfortunately, God may have been a little too late in choosing Finn as his champion, because you talk about how the meatball storm can cover the entire northern hemisphere. If we bring up 41, the shark god creates hurricanes all throughout the world that wipe out all of humanity. The end of Sharknado 5 has everybody dying. Every single person on Earth dies to the Sharknadoes, and it's not like a gradual thing. There's a moment when I guess the shark god is just like, time to end it. All the Sharknadoes explode, obliterating all cities, eradicating all life, like evaporating oceans. Everything is destroyed. Finn survives, and the only reason why he survives is because April uses her cyborg powers to protect him somehow, because of course she does. This is how she becomes just a head. She gets destroyed throughout the process. So Finn is the last man left alive. Everything is doomed. Everybody is dead. However, there is one hope left. Finn's son.
Oh,
remember the son who was born?
Yeah.
He's Dolph Lundgren.
No, it's Dolph Lundgren.
And Dolph Lundgren has invented time travel.
Yes.
So Finn
both have time travel.
Thanks to Dolph Lundgren, Finn gets a pin if we bring up Fin 48. So this wings, basically, it's like Air Force wings, has time travel built into it. And basically the way it works is once you reach 88 miles per hour, because of course, these are the kind of movies these are, you can time travel to any point in time. Right. Originally, they travel to prehistoric ages, where Finn finds a bunch of his friends, because turns out Dolph Lundgren's been saving people throughout time and sending them to the prehistoric era in order for them to all meet up for. So I don't know why he chooses the prehistoric era. He just does. It allows Finn to do this. 45. He fights a T-Rex and surfs on it. He literally surfs down the tail. April has a pet pterodactyl. And then a Sharknado appears while a meteor storm happens. If we bring up 46, they all ride on the pterodactyl, and Finn is like, I got it. I know how we're going to defeat this Sharknado. There's no explosives in the past, but these meteors can explode, I guess. So the pterodactyl whacks meteors into the Sharknado to destroy it, but it's not working. It's not enough. So Finn is like, I need a different plan. I need to come up with a new plan. Oh, hey, look at the shark that's being pulled into the Sharknado. That's a fucking megalodon. Let me just ride that. So in 47, he jumps off the pterodactyl, lands on the megalodon, somehow forces it to open its mouth, eat a bunch of meteors, which then cause it to start glowing and explode inside the Sharknado, destroying the Sharknado.
Onto the fin. Oh my God.
And in the process, they get enough, speed to move through time. So just kind of going through this real quick. In 49, they go to medieval times. They meet Merlin, who's Neil deGrasse Tyson, because of course he is. He gets they give him medieval weaponry, and he's like, I don't need this. And he throws this sword, and it shish kebabs three sharks at once. That's what's happening here. These are shark dragons, by the way. Alaska Thunderfuck is playing somebody. It's Morgana, I think. And she's like, I'm gonna curse the dragon or the sharks, and it ends up turning the Sharknado into a dragon Sharknado. They're all breathing fire. So this is when Excalibur comes into play, and I think he's got more weapons. I don't think this is actually his most powerful attack, but it's probably worth mentioning. So there's this sword in the stone. Finn pulls it out. If we go to 50, it is indeed a sword chainsaw that then shoots a lightning storm that obliterates the Sharknado. So there's that. But here's the thing. He's obliterated so many Sharknadoes that I don't know that Excalibur is necessarily the most powerful thing in his arsenal. He could just make explosives out of like junk that can do the same thing. So it's Excalibur though. When they first go to medieval times, like Alaska's there, like, haha, nobody can pull this out of the stone, and there's a bunch of people trying to pull it out, and he just does it because of course he does. If the pin gets damaged or lost, he does also have the original time travel device that Dolph Lundgren made, the capacitor. It's literally like, it looks like the flux capacitor, or has the same kind of like look, where he can like input a specific time. I don't really know how the pin inputs a time. It just kind of happens. But then the last thing that happens, so they are traveling through time, and their goal is to find the first Sharknado. If they can destroy the first Sharknado before it does something, I don't know, before it kills people, I guess, then somehow that will seal off the shark god. I don't know how. It never really explains it. They just say that it's like a domino effect, and they have to kill the momentum. So they travel back in time to the very first Sharknado, and that's where April's head comes in, Fin 53. April's head has lasers that is able to basically disperse the shark tornado. However, I don't have images for this. There is another April, a cyborg April from the future that then shows up and is like, Finn, you're not going to do this. Instead, you're going to come with me to the future and stay with me there. And so Finn is fighting cyborg April in this like tornado with real April's cyborg head. And cyborg April breaks the capacitor, and it breaks time. All of a sudden, all of time starts whirling through this tornado. It becomes a time-nado. Like, just like random people show up. Hitler shows up and gets his arm bitten off by a shark. Like random shit like that. It's just, there's just a million things going on. And then Finn is like, okay, how do we fix this? And April's like, well, if I explode inside the tornado, it will reset time. Okay. So April's head explodes and resets time, and everything's fine. We go back to a happy ending. Everybody's back alive. It goes back to the beginning of Sharknado 1. no Sharknado's ever happened. And that is the story of Sharknado. He has a head of his ex-wife, remarried wife, that can explode and reset time and destroy time shenanigans. So that's Finn.
I have a little bit more to talk about.
Okay.
All right, and then we'll get to the sneak peek.
Yeah. Oh my god.
You talked about Finn's greatest weapon, the chainsaw that was empowered by God, right? It's God's chainsaw. It's the holy chainsaw.
Yes.
What was the relationship with God
Basically,
again?
yeah.
Just God, right?
God chooses him to be. It's
God
left
chooses him. Yeah.
He's the herald of
right?
God.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's the herald
God
of
doesn't
God.
literally come down and bless the chainsaw, but Pope
That's
Fabio
okay.
gives it to him, and it's very strongly like mentioned that like
Don't worry.
he says something along the lines of like, well, I don't know if my plans necessarily meet with yours, and then there's a translator there who's like, well, actually,
It wouldn't have mattered.
I think
either
they
way.
do.
You talked about a time NATO.
Mhm.
I have something even better. I'm going to bring up a sequence of images, Austin. This is going to start with Flint 3 and end with Flint 6. Start with Flint 3, please. He has a vacuum factory. This is a vacuum that starts sucking up the buildings in the town, starts destroying everything, starts to suck up the island that they're on, starts to suck up the ocean, sucks up the letters Atlantic Ocean that are somehow floating in space, starts to suck up Flint 4. Yeah, you know where this is going.
Yep.
Starts to suck up the planet Earth. Continues to suck. Sucks up the stars, the galaxies, Flint 5. Sucks up all of the galaxies in the universe. Sucks up the fabric of space itself, leaving only an empty white void. The universe is gone, completely consumed, except for one being, a man, a giant man floating through space with a big, bushy white beard and 3 heads. I don't know who this character is. Maybe the super chats can inform me, but I would imagine that if there is a giant man with 3 heads and a bushy white beard floating in the void of space outside of the universe, I imagine that that's God.
Okay.
Flint 7. Austin.
Flint
And it
7.
sucks up him as well.
Okay.
So not only does the vacuum suck up the entire universe, it continues to suck even though the universe itself is gone, sucking up God or whatever being this is that exists outside of the entire universe. So the Sharknado, the Time NATO, the whatever NATO is going right into Flint's fucking vacuum.
What happened to
Flint?
Flint?
That's very impressive. That's very impressive. Yeah, did Flint survive this?
He was shouting the entire time. I think the episode ends, but he was like talking even after he had been like sucked up by the vacuum.
Okay. So yeah, I see.
They're going like, Flint, Flint, what are you doing? Stop, turn it off.
Here's the thing here. This is very interesting. It's very impressive, but like it's very easily countered because it's specifically using a sucking power that is creating, this is a speed feed, is it not? Which means in order for Finn to be pulled into it, he has to be pulled so fast he is sucked into this time vortex or whatever it is, which means his pin will activate and send him back in time before the thing happens. And he will know that this is happening.
It's not sucking up him, it's sucking up the fabric of space. He's not
He's
moving.
part of that.
Space
So he's being pulled
is
into whatever. Definitely going to be more than 88 miles an hour. I'm pretty sure it will activate his time control power.
It's sucking up the universe. That includes time. It's space-time, Ben. Like it's sucking up the universe itself. Every bit of time
you will still be
goes
able to go back
into-
in time.
Right.
It doesn't matter. He goes back in time. He's still going in the vacuum.
It still requires time in order for things to be pulled in. Anyway, all right. We're at the end here, so we do need to get to this.
It doesn't matter where.
Chad,
it's sucking up the
my
universe.
head hurts.
Okay.
I know I love this though. I'm so
all right.
excited. I want to do this
So,
episode. Like,
yeah, we're gonna get to the poll here in just a second. Before we do that, let's God, this is so absurd. Let's check out the sneak peek for the upcoming episode of Aang versus Traveler. Much more, a little bit less crazy, maybe, than this.
Can it do this?
No one fights alone.
Oh my god. I love how that looks. It's so good, guys. I'm so excited for this episode. Aang vs. Traveler is airing this weekend. Very excited for you guys to see it. It is it's beautiful. It's very fun. Oh my god. We got super chats coming in. Thank you, Beta, for the $50 super chat. Oh my gosh.
Okay, Beta. Thank you for the heads up. I will let Sam know.
Oh, weird. Interesting. Okay. Yeah. Audio being quiet in Apple Podcasts specifically. Okay. I don't know why that's happening, but good to know.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Van Later, thanks for gifting out 10 memberships. Night Ghost, I know you gifted out one earlier. Appreciate it. Yeah, guys, I thank you for all the super chats this episode. There was a lot to talk about, and Ben and Liam were very passionate about it, so I did not get a chance to work in many. But they were all logged and read, and I appreciate y'all. It helps us.
Yeah.
Somebody was
maybe
Finn has time travel. Flint also has time travel. He made a time machine out of cardboard.
Out of cardboard,
right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, okay. We could talk about this. I feel like we could go on for another hour with all the insane, crazy stuff that's happening. Yeah. And I haven't even talked about the crossover movie where a Sharknado launches a Sharktopus hybrid into outer space. But anyway, let's get to this poll. Is it called a meatball storm? What is the storm called?
I don't.
I'm just gonna call it the meatball storm. Who wins between Finn and the Sharknadoes?
The meteoroid, I think. Yeah.
And Flint and the meatball storms. They can both summon the storms. They both have some control over them, etc. So yeah. Even though the Sharknado is technically the enemy in Sharknado, since he can summon it and he's like attuned with it with the spider sense and shark senses or whatever, like he could use it, right? He's used it.
I mean, he can avoid being killed by it pretty easily at this point, I feel. So he could just, even though it's like technically also attacking him, he could use it as an attack.
There are so many times in the movies where he's just like, well, here's a Sharknado, time to jump in, or like, let's summon a Sharknado, that's fine. And like hundreds of people are dying because of this thing, and he's just like, whatever. He just jumps on in. So yeah,
like, so I have a question too. We know that the whatever makes food animals, right?
Yes.
And I saw, I think it was Janguin earlier said like a hammer bred shark. So there's like, so I think there's like bred sharks. So the question is if there are food sharks, since Finn has the talisman, would he be able to control said food sharks?
Ooh,
I don't know.
Okay, well, technically Finn does not control the sharks. He just summons them.
Oh, got it.
Technically, the sharks are controlled by the shark god.
I also want to, I want to add like as much stuff as there is that's really super crazy with Finn. Like Flint has Toon Force durability, right? He can survive being turned to ash and regenerate.
Did you not see the Chippendale guys? Like the Toon Force exists in Sharknado as well.
It's not the same, right? Has Finn ever survived being turned to
close.
stone?
It's pretty much the same.
And turned to stone?
And what?
I don't think
unturned to stone?
I don't think he does. I asked, has he ever survived like being blasted and turned to stone, right? That's something that Flint can do. Flint's immediate weaponry is a lot more versatile and a lot hackier than Finn's like chainsaws, right? Finn is pretty straightforward. He can cut through anything. But like Flint can just blast him with the freeze ray or the petrification thing, or can make an imaginary friend real, or any stuff like that, right? The time travel stuff cancels each other out.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure April's head would be able to protect him from petrification because it protects him from basically anything that hits him. And he jumps into like a fire tornado and stuff like that and is fine. So like, he absorbs like the entire nuclear energy from 2 nuclear plants that got absorbed into a nuke-nado, and he survives that.
How are April's eyes going to shoot lasers when they're covered in hair? Hair unbalded.
No.
Boom. There you go.
No. I'm talking about like when she protects him from the end of the world. She just creates a force field around him.
Yeah.
But what happens when he gets blasted? When he has his memories erased, right? Like stuff like that.
Question.
Yeah.
God's
I don't think his memories matter much. Probably.
And there's another thing. I think I'm looking at the list of stuff here. This is a really good point. Like, one of Finn's biggest advantages, I think, in any fight is that you can't predict what he's going to do, right? Because the Sharknado thing is completely unpredictable. It is insane, right? There's no way that there's a big advantage you have in like, or a disadvantage you have fighting the Sharknado because it's just like completely bizarre, right? Except Flint has a machine that can accurately and perfectly predict the future. It can tell him ahead of time everything that's going to happen. It could be like, yeah, there's a shark coming at you from over here. Yes, he's going to summon the Nucleonado. Yes, it's going to do all of this stuff, and it's going to give him an advantage in prepping against the Sharknado. So I think it's its biggest advantage is that it's completely bizarre and weird and strange. And yeah, I think Flint has so much stuff that Finn does not have a counter for. Finn is very straightforward, right?
I don't think Finn's greatest strength is his unpredictability. I think his greatest strength is his ability to come up with random ass plans that shouldn't work but somehow do, and also to just defy the odds. Like, there's a scene in, I think it's the third one, where you want to talk about like Toon Force and whatnot. He's meets the president, who's Mark Cuban, and then sharks attack the White House. So Mark Cuban and Finn get AK-47s and start just like shooting up sharks. And there's a scene where Finn, just because he thinks it's cool, decides to slide on his knees across like down this like 100-foot hallway, just shooting sharks the whole time. Never slows down. He's just somehow he has enough momentum to just on his knees slide around. I didn't even mention how there's a scene in the Vegas scene where he's in like a car. I know I sent this image to you. What number was it? A car gets picked up by a tornado. Maybe I didn't send. Oh, it's 24. And he's in this car with his like son's fiance, and it's being flown around a tornado. And he's like, "Don't worry, I got this." He kicks out one of the doors and it acts as a wing, and he flies the car through the tornado and lands it. Like, the guy just makes things happen. He comes up with a plan and it just happens, regardless of whether or not it should. I don't think whether or not you can predict it is going to matter, because it will just work for him. Yeah. All right. We're going to wrap up the poll here because we are way off. We're way over.
But also, just a bunch of people really wanted me to bring this up. Madagascar had a super chat earlier, but I guess it's everybody, like, Flint has an invisible coffee table that I guess he just keeps on his person, and so he'll just throw shit at people.
I don't know. I don't know what Finn is supposed to do when he's running at Flint with his chainsaws and goes, ah, fuck! Right in the shin destroyer.
All right, wrapping up the poll with let's see, it's coming up, but I believe with 56% of the vote, 58% of the vote. Okay, Flint and the Meatball Storm takes this. All right. I think you guys just need to watch Sharknado. Actually, no, you don't need to watch Sharknado. don't watch them. Don't watch Sharknado. You can look up some like action clips on YouTube and they're fun, but don't watch the whole thing.
I don't know. Maybe sometimes it's fun to go on a bad movie journey.
There's 6 of these movies.
Yeah.
And then I tried to watch Apocalypse, which is the crossover movie, and it's just like horrible. Aliens come down and watch the Asylum movies, and they're like, we're gonna make these movies. However, the aliens watch them in like 360p, so all the monsters are like wrong because they are like low res. It's very bizarre. It's very stupid. Anyway, I can't believe I saw so many of these movies. Lily says Ben was robbed. Yes, I was. Absolutely. Come on, guys.
I like a ridiculous episode. And I really want to do this one. It would be
really want to do this.
If you come to me,
my God.
If you come to me with a pitch and we find, it just seems so VFX crazy. Come to me with a pitch.
It'll be insane. Yeah, like the amount of assets, like the food monsters, the Sharknadoes, like it'll be crazy. Like,
would it be possible to do live action and animation together?
I mean,
Oh my
we can-
God.
we
Oh
can-
my
yeah,
God.
let's get.
We can talk
we
to
make it
Danny.
even
Good
more
Ismahawk.
expensive?
We'll
Yeah,
talk to
let's do that.
Ismahawk.
I mean, Ismahawk does the Sharknado parts, and we have
Yeah.
somebody else to
Just
All
send
of
him an
Finn.
email that just says just the title, and then see what that immediate reaction is, and then we'll go from there. I
Oh my
do want to hit
God.
a few shout outs real quick. So you've
Yeah.
got the Bubsy stream tomorrow for members on this channel. On Friday, you guys are doing the second stream of Baldur's Gate on Nightly Brew. We've also got Dragon Con coming up. I believe that's the first week of September. And that'll be Ben and Chad. And then the 24th through the 29th, I want to say, will be a Clock Tower Con in Vegas. And I think that's all the major announcements.
No, I've
Doing
got-
my
I have an
producer thing.
update.
Oh yeah, do it.
No, I have an update, which is, hey, guess what? We're making a vinyl album. So I'm giving you guys the first heads up. The pre-order is going up on Sunday. This is going to be a thing that's pre-order only, and we'll have to hit a certain threshold in order to even get it made. So if you're interested, we'll be letting you know what tracks are on it and things like that. But it's a lot of stuff from like our independent era, and the track art was done by Luis Cruz, which is very cool. So anyway, that pre-order is going up alongside the episode on Sunday. So the pre-order will be up for probably a couple weeks. So get your pre-order if you want to get the album, even if you don't have a vinyl player. It looks cool, so you can it's a cool little art piece. So yeah, and then hopefully it does well, and we'll make more.
Dylan says, "Yay, more Bubsy 4D."
Yeah.
Oh, all right, I guess I'm doing that tomorrow. I gotta re-download. Okay. All right. Well, thank you all for joining us. We're gonna jump into Champion Cast in just a second. If you are a member of the channel, you will automatically be moved over. We'll probably cover some of the super chats in that, or maybe some of the other ridiculous nonsense from Sharknado. Like, oh my God, I didn't even talk about how the Sydney Opera House is a battle station that shoots lasers. Anyway, let's we'll wrap up here. Thank you all so much. Again, Aang versus Traveler is coming out this weekend. Let's hit that sneak peek one more time.
Ooh, glider! Can it do this?
No one fights alone.